So Kasapreko's IPO is currently happening and a lot of people are excited about it. We have one of Ghana's biggest beverage companies listing on the stock market, which is really exciting to see. This is definitely going to make a lot of people richer. Now, let's get into the details and what you are supposed to expect as an investor. Okay. Now, first off, what is an IPO? An IPO is an initial public offer. Okay. So whenever a company is getting listed on the stock market, it means that company is looking for some amount of money to go and perform a particular task. Okay. So in the case of Kasapreko, they mentioned that they are looking for 700 million to be able to build a new factory in Adesso to also be able to produce more soft drinks and then also water. Okay, so they've stated the purpose and why they need the money and even how much they need. Now, they've also stated how much they are selling a single share and the minimum you can subscribe to partake in this IPO. All of that is stated in their prospectus. Now, the reason why the IPO stage is important is because this is considered the primary market. Okay, now a primary market is basically the first market the business or the company go through in order to get listed on the secondary market. Now, let me go further to even explain it a little bit more. Think of the economy this way. We have the asset market, okay, and then we have the goods and services market. Kasapreko right now lives in the goods and services market. They produce beverage, they sell, and they make money, okay? But right now, they are coming into the stock exchange, which is part of the assets or the financial market, to raise capital in order to go back into the goods and services market to perform, okay? Now, in order for them to gather the money they need to go back and work, they have to go through the primary stage in order to raise the money they are looking for. There are other options they could use. For example, they could have gone to Databank and strike a deal with them. Databank could give them 700 million or 650 million or 500 million. They go off to do their thing, and then now Databank will handle the listing on the market and make money from it. That is also possible, but right now they are going through the traditional or the normal approach where you go through the primary stage, you get listed, and then people now end up trading the assets on the market. Now, this asset gets traded on the stock exchange, but the business goes into the real world with money to go and operate as a business. But those who give money to that company will now be able to hold the assets on the stock market and also be able to trade among other people who want to buy and sell. Okay, so think of the existing stocks we have on the stock exchange like Access Bank, GCB, and all the other stocks that we have. The money is not going back to the institutions who have listed their companies there. They've already gone through the primary stage, raised capital, and left the market, right? Now, the asset has been moved onto the secondary market where the asset is being traded among people who were able to partake in the primary market. In some cases, some of the companies can come back and float more shares onto the market for people to be able to purchase. That is also possible. But if they don't do that, essentially the asset is going to be traded among people who bought the shares from the primary market and now they want to sell to other people, or people who have bought even on the secondary market but are willing to sell for a higher profit because now maybe the asset price has changed. So again, coming back to the goods and then also the assets market, you realize that in any economy, as I was saying before, because there is the assets and financial market and there is also the goods and services market, people tend to go to the financial side, get some money from there, and then they come back to the goods and services market to come and operate, to create services, create products, sell, make profit and stuff like that. But then when they make more money, they go back to the assets and financial market, go and invest money, go and purchase more assets, whatever. So it's more or less like a motion between the financial market and then the real market or the goods and services market. So in this case, Kasapreko, who has been playing heavily in the real market or the goods and services market, is now probing the financial market for some funds to go back to the goods and services market to operate. Now, after they leave, this asset stays on the financial market, and that is the purpose of the stock exchange. So right now, if you're planning to partake in this IPO, of course it's a great one to be a part of, but there are a couple of things you need to know before you go ahead. One of them is that until the IPO is over, you can't say for sure that you have bought Kasapreko stocks or shares, because it's until then that we will actually know if after the allotment you actually got the shares or not. And if you didn't get the share, your money will be refunded back to you. The broker you're using is going to make sure you get your money back. But then there's also another thing. After the shares get listed on the market, for sure, you can go ahead to purchase it. Okay, because it's now listed on the stock market, everybody can trade. So you are not missing out if you are not buying from this IPO. It could happen that even after the IPO stage, the asset may probably dip. And if it dips, it means you're even buying it lower than the price they have stated today. Okay, so don't have it in your mind that, oh, because I'm probably going to miss out on this IPO, I'm never going to be able to buy Kasapreko shares. No, after this IPO stage, we are going to go into the secondary market. Those who have bought these shares are going to be willing to sell at one point or the other, because they probably need the money, or they think that they have made some profit they want to sell. If you don't have money to invest in the IPO right now, don't panic, don't worry. When it gets listed on the market, you're definitely going to be able to buy, and a lot of people are going to sell. Now, the last part is the Ghana stock market, unlike the US stock market, is not highly liquid, which means that if you buy an asset today and you're looking to sell and there's nobody willing to buy, you're probably not going to be able to sell. So if you are locking in your money, you should make sure the money you are locking away is money you are willing to hold for a longer period of time, because you could be in an emergency where you want to sell and then take that money to go and handle your bills, but nobody is willing to buy that asset at that price. So what will you then do? So if the money you are holding now is supposed to be your rent next year, don't go and buy stocks with it. Put it in a mutual fund, put it into something that you can quickly liquidate if you need your money back. Okay, if you're going to buy Ghana stocks, try and research on the stocks that you can liquidate faster, the ones that have a lot of, movements, liquidity. People are buying and selling frequently. So when your money is there, you can easily convert it to cash. If you go and buy some type of assets that people are not willing to sell, people are not willing to buy, and it's just locked in there, your money is just going to be frozen for a long period of time. Maybe after 2, 4, 5 years, you'll be able to sell. But if it's money that you need in the next 3 or 4 months, it's going to just break your heart. And you don't want to be in that position. If you're new to stock investing in Ghana, you can check out this video that I made specifically for that. You can also check out my video on how to invest in the US stock market. My name is Alfred. I'll see you in another video. I'm out.